I'm just so glad that my sister's on the show with me, and I'm spending this whole show with her, and we're just going to sit and have a good time, and I'm going to really kind of introduce her again because she is really, she is the Clark sister. She really is, and I really appreciate her. She's the You Brought the Sunshine. She's the one that keeps the Clark sisters going, and I want to thank her so much. She's with me right now. Please help me welcome Miss Twinkie Clark. I love you, boo.
I love you
So
too.
much for being on the show.
Glad to be here.
Oh my goodness, I have Twinkie. This has really been a great season. Well, last year, 2010, has been a great year for us. We've had some struggles, but now God has taken us into a new year, and we're really excited about that. But you got some great things that are happening.
Thank
Tell
you,
us what's been
Laura.
happening with Twinkie.
Well, the song that I just did, When Praises Go Up, is my new single.
Okay.
And I have a live recording coming up in
Really?
2011.
You better tell me about that.
I was going to surprise you.
Really?
Yeah, on March 19th in Orlando, Florida. We're working on that.
That is so
Right.
good.
And this song is going to be performed on that live recording along with some others. And we're going to get a group of singers and a band together for that live recording. And we're excited.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will have some special guests, some surprise guests, I can't say right
and
now.
you know, Twinkie, you always have good surprise guests. Tell you, for her appreciation service, she always has some really good surprise guests. So you just never know who's going to show up.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really happy about my sister Twinkie because this is a beautiful cover, Twinkie.
Thank you.
Oh, worship experience, worship experience.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, and you got to listen to the CD because this is Twinkie, 21st century. I mean,
Yeah,
she done went a whole nother dimension.
Yeah.
A whole nother,
Yeah.
So Twinkie, tell us, because you being the iconic person that you are as far as musician, songwriter, composer, the songs that you've written have inspired the world. And I'm just trying to see how is it, and people ask us this all the time, what is it that keep you all out here? You know, you got some singers and some artists that are out here, but they don't really stay long. So what would you say that is the secret of really staying out here in the music industry?
Well, like you said, inspiration, and what gives us inspiration is listening to other artists, seeing other artists out there, like some of my favorites, the Winans, the Hawkins family that came in front of us,
Right.
Andre Crouch and Pastor Shirley Caesar, who's one of your favorites. When you see these soldiers out there, and they stay out there on the road and still appear at concerts and workshops and participating in different venues, it's just a blessing to see that God has given us the strength to continue on like we do in the ministry. And what really inspires me is the way I was brought up.
Wow.
And that is none other than the late Dr. Mattie Moss Clark.
Yes.
Really worked hard, kept me under her. I wanted to be like her. I used to stare at her all the time, and I wanted that anointing that she had. And she had me involved. I was playing for the mass choir at these national conventions, workshops, rehearsals, musicals. And I'm glad for my upbringing. And that's what keeps me out here.
Right, and you know, the Bible tells us all the time, train up a child the way it should go.
Yeah.
When it is old, will not depart. And we can see this. And I think the secret to our success is that we never forgot about where we come from, right? That upbringing. And you really hit it on dead on the nail when you said how you always remember where you come from, that upbringing. Because we was at Dad's church.
That's right.
And you know, Twinkie, let me tell you about Twinkie.
Oh, Lord.
The reason why Twinkie is the one that plays is because Twinkie would get up every Sunday morning and always go with Dad because Dad would always go to the restaurant.
That's right, sure did. I wanted to get something to eat.
Right. We would be cracking up about that. We'd say, where's Twinkie? Twinkie going with Dad. She going to get some breakfast before service.
Right.
But that was really inspiration for you to really keep you going. And what would you say would for some of these upcoming artists to keep them out there and to keep them focused? What do you say? What do they need to do?
I would say the most important thing is to be faithful to your home church. And not only being faithful to your home church, but be involved in one way or the other. If it's singing in the choir or working with the youth, somehow be involved in your ministry. And that's going to take you to where you want to go in your ministry. You'll find that you'll come in contact with people where God will open doors in order for your ministry to get out there and for you to meet people and be called on to sing on different programs and musicals and things that are happening all across the country. So I would say being involved in your home church, putting home church first.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is really, because you find a lot of people that get so far and then you don't see them no more, and it's probably because they kind of let it get to their heads, you think?
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
we got to be so careful of that.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing Mom and Dad taught us, to be grounded. No matter how famous you become or how many calls you get across the country, still participate in your home church.
Right, right.
And as you're faithful to that, the Bible says, I'll make you ruler over many if you're faithful over few things.
Yes, Lord. Twinkie's preaching y'all a little bit on the slide. She can go too now. But you're so right, and I think that that's so important, that we as singers and people, a lot of people look up to us, and it's really a blessing to see a lot of how the groups now, some of the groups are kind of going into our, or walking in the path that we have, the success that we've achieved, and it's good to see that, but like you said, they got to stay grounded.
That's right.
They got to stay grounded. I think that's really, really good. So those of you that are out there, you listening to me and my sister Twinkie. Of course, she's giving us some really good tips on how to stay in the industry and in the ministry, but you have to stay grounded. One of the things that kept us out there was that we did stay at church. And so even now, we make sure that we stay at church. Don't we?
That's right. Yes, we do. No matter what award show we've been on or how many awards we've won, when we're asked to perform on different TV shows or these big conferences, we still find a place at our home church to be participate and be involved. And I just wanted to add also that there are a lot of artists out there that sing gospel music who have become pastors now. And even though they sing and they're traveling and touring across the country, they still have time to pastor a church. And that's so important, to be involved in ministry.
Yeah, that's a key point. Key point. Even though sometimes, even with us traveling, we do know that we have to fulfill our obligations at our church home, because God looks at that kind of stuff, and that's how your gift begin to make room for you.
That's right.
And that's where the reason why God is continuing to keep us out there. And I really, really appreciate you coming by. You got to come back and give us some more nuggets. Oh, you got to come back and give us some more nuggets, because Twinkie has so much to offer to us, and she helps me in my Singers and Musicians Conference as well. And they love her. Twinkie was the one that everybody, all the musicians, would flock around and see on, or just watch her just play. She is we call her the queen of the B3 Hammond organ.
Praise God.
And I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and to be able to reflect on the moments, the special moments and the highlights in our career and in our ministry, like when we won the Grammy Award and when our song crossed over and was played on the secular station, and how the Lord has just taken us into a whole nother level.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. We got a lot to share about that, but I want you to make sure that you get her CD. You can go on the website, and the Worship Experience is the newest CD. Songs that she has on this CD is really going to be a blessing. Twinkie's going to prepare to give us another song, and I tell you, everybody, well, me and Karen always wanted to sing like Twinkie, because Twinkie was the one that always gave us our parts and stuff. And so